Ahoy! Even though Deadlock just got an update, we're already receiving another one with quite a few character changes, beginning with a buff to Infernus, recently received quite a few nerfs. This buff is Flame Dash now has a 30% slow resistance, so I'm gonna use Cold Front here, and this bot is gonna mirror that, and then I'm gonna use my Flame Dash right after and accelerate as much as possible. So you can see it is still pretty fast. It was significantly worse right after the patch because you really couldn't tell what was going on at times if you were even dashing at all unless you looked down at the icon. So I think that's a fair in-between balance point. Ivy's ult airdrop gets its wind-up time adjusted again when casting on yourself. Now instead of 2 seconds, it's going to be 1.3 seconds. Feels significantly snappier, more quick. Before it was fairly risky to even use it as an escape now. 7 Stormcloud Ultimate has its scaling further reduced from 0.8 to 0.7. This came along with the expanding radius changes, so in some ways it was buffed and in other ways it was nerfed, and now we're seeing a little bit more of a nerf to the damage output. It seems like Viscous buffs in the most recent patch helped him quite well in his performance because right now he's already getting nerfs again, specifically targeted at Puddle Punch. The range here is cut down from 60 to 40 meters, which honestly is still fairly long. We can still reach all the way back there, so I don't think this is going to be a problem most of the time, but compared to before, it's going to be a little bit shorter. The damage of the tier 2 upgrade here is also reduced from plus 50 to plus 35 instead. The base cooldown is increased from 24 to 28 seconds. And last but not least, Puddle Punch now knocks enemies less high into the air. This could in a way be a buff. What I haven't tested is if this affects the duration because I didn't measure the duration before the patch, but previously there was an issue where sometimes you would just knock enemies way too far away, way too high, and that would kind of open opportunities for them to, for example, just go on a rooftop from there or something. It would just give them a way to get out, where otherwise they would have fallen back into the fight. And that specifically may be less of an issue now. There's obviously still a knock-up, you can still kind of get out from there, but it's kind of more of a Wraith height level knock-up, I would say. It's similar to her banish, to her lift up. So I think I like this slightly lower knock-up a bit better when it comes to aiming at an enemy that's hit by the ability. The rope climb speed has been increased from 11 to 13, so you go up and down just a little bit quicker. Along with that, the activation range of the rope has been increased from 2.2 to 2.4 meters, so you can latch from a little bit further away and you can still get onto the rope. And last but not least, they also fixed an HTML parsing exploit with builds. All in all, some pretty significant changes, especially to Viscous here, also a bit of a nerf to 7. Pretty relevant, quick changes for a patch that just happened, so I'm happy to see the speed at which they're continuing to do changes. In the next days, I'll have a key bindings guide for Deadlock, so if you're interested in that, consider subscribing and clicking the bell. And of course, if you're interested in more Deadlock content, info, guides, tips, tricks for beginners, all that kind of stuff, I will link a bunch of videos right here for you to check out. Thanks to my patrons for supporting this video, and thank you for watching. DukeSloth, out.